So it's a good point to get up and turn your cameras on and start doing some exercises with focusing, because focusing is like I've said earlier is massive part of getting the cameras right. And you know, when I did my initial national diploma, I didn't have an autofocus camera, so I was focusing using the old manual focus ring. So today the way autofocus is going is incredible. You know, on my new Sony, in fact, I have eye focusing technology where the algorithm automatically tries to find and focus on an eye, but that's a whole different matter for another time. But focusing is great, and you know, the options we have today is just phenomenal. So get out, get practicing. So there's a few different things we can practice with. So we can change our autofocus modes. So in single, here we've got an example of a flower. So a garden would be a great place to explore and exercise with this autofocus. So we could photograph with a flower, and we could photograph that in single shot. So we go AFS. I've remembered it now. I'm coming at it a bit blindly. So AFS, single shot, and you can lock focus and recompose so it's away from the center of your lens. Now, the other thing you can do with that is you can practice those autofocus points we were looking at. So get that fine autofocus point, and instead of locking focus, I mean, keep it on AFS, and then just move your joystick on to it and then take the picture. So then you're not moving the camera, you're keeping the camera still, and then because you're on AFS and single shot, if something suddenly moves in front of you or whatever, it's not going to pull the autofocus away, and then you can take that picture there. So do that, and then if you've got any pets or cats coming into the garden or whatever, or birds flying into the garden, you can switch over to AFC and servo and use that slightly wider autofocus points to select that, so to ensure you get that focus. And then you're probably going to want to switch out, if you're photographing anything that's moving, remember the biggest risk to camera shake, biggest risk is camera shake and motion blur, so you're probably going to want to do that in shutter priority with a fast shutter speed as well. So you're going to start bringing in other things from earlier that we were talking about in collaboration with this. So this is a good exercise to go out now and absorb some of that, put into practice some of these autofocus settings that we were looking at, because it can be a little bit overwhelming, I think. So like I said with the other stuff, concentrate on one thing first. So concentrate on single shot, photograph some flowers, move around the autofocus points. You know, it does take time for this stuff to go on, so don't overwhelm yourself. So take your time, take a step at a time, play with some settings, have a break, then play with some other settings, and then come back. So after that, do this exercise, and then after that we're going to come back and look at drive modes as well.